it's been a sensational season, but you know in football what happens when you become successful. That expectation level rises with it, and what's happened now, if we get Champions League next season, the fans will be talking about, let's do the treble. Yeah. You know how it works. But they're going to listen. Yeah, they do have to strengthen. Eddie knows that. The club want to keep progressing. The place is progressing both on and off the field. We've had the success with the women's team getting promoted, and now this possibility of getting to the Champions League. And they've always talked about strengthening, but doing it in a realistic manner. And I think that's been the blueprint of the success of the Eddie's reign, and then obviously the new ownership group's reign. They've done it progressively and they've done it sustainably, and I think that'll happen again, even though they'll be going for a different type of player now, because obviously when you get to the Champions League, you're dealing with the elite clubs and you have to get elite players.
I tell you what's going to be great is the Newcastle fan base. They need one more point to secure this Champions League football, but the Newcastle fan base getting Champions League back, travelling around, watching their team in the Champions League will be something so special. In terms of Leicester and what you expect they're going to be doing tonight, they're fighting for their lives. Do you think that they can come to St James's Park, and where is it where you feel like Newcastle are able to be got at, if anywhere?
Well, it's a difficult one, Laura, because we've got one of the best defensive records in the Premier League. Our goalkeeper's been outstanding. Everyone has, but the back four as well. I mean, I think Leicester need to come and win, so that could help Newcastle by hitting them on the break with the speed that Newcastle have in the team. I've watched Leicester in the last two games, and I've got to say they haven't played particularly well. They've looked like a team who are in the bottom three. They concede quite a lot of goals, so unfortunately, I'm hoping that's the case tonight. I do have friends who are involved at Leicester, but you know, when it's your club, you only want one outcome, and that's for us to get the 3 points. So I think it'll be extremely tough for Leicester this evening, Laura, because as Ali's mentioned, the atmosphere is going to be electric. War Flags have putting on a show again. They've asked everyone to get into the seats early, and there's going to be a show which just gets the atmosphere taken up and unbelievable notches. And I think that it's whether Leicester players can handle that. Certainly the Newcastle lads love it. They seem to get inspired by it. So we're hopefully the same outcome.
Lee, tell me just a quick one before we let you go. It's probably wrong of me to single out players, and Eddie would never do it because they've had a fantastic season. But when you've got an on-form striker, and I've not got his stats in front of me, but I can tell you right now, he is absolutely flying at the moment. Callum Wilson, he's almost looking unstoppable, mate.
Yeah, Ali, listen, before I came on air here with you guys, I thought you might ask this question, and I don't particularly want to single anyone out, but Callum's the highest Premier League scorer, I think, with 18 goals, the highest since Alan Shearer in 2003-4 for the club. I think in the last month alone he's got something like 8 goals in his last 10 games. I'm not sure the exact amount. But yeah, you've got to say, everyone's done that job, but if you're going to be successful, you need that potent striker, and Callum's been a terrific signing for this football club. What I will say, Ali, and you'll understand this from a managerial point of view, what Eddie's done is he's created a fantastic group, and what he's got is even lads who haven't played a lot, Matt Targett, Paul Dummett, Mark Gillespie, they've been brilliant behind the scenes. I've heard, from the people I still know in the club, their attitude and training, their work ethic, celebrating the results after every game, because sometimes players who are left out, they can get a bit downhearted, and they can bring a negative feel into the dressing room. That hasn't been the case here. So, obviously Callum with his goals takes the plaudits, but it's the whole group, it's the togetherness, and which has been fantastic.
Lee, really quickly, one name. Who do you think would be Newcastle's player of the season?
Oh, God.
I know, I was just thinking about it, and I was
like... You put us right on the spot. You put us right on the spot, Laura.
I love the way she started it with really quickly. That was a bit that nailed me.
It's either Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Sven Botman, Bruno Guimaraes, Sean Longstaff, Joe Linton, Callum Wilson, Alexander Isak.